Girl, guess what? I forgot all about Black Ink Crew. I was doing something else. I was actually doing my homework, and I totally forgot about Black Ink Crew. Trying to get back into the swing of things has really taken a fucking toll, okay? Y'all, I forgot. I forgot Black Ink Crew. It has been such a disappointing season for me. Girl, I just totally fucking forgot about this shit, okay? So I'm gonna have to go back tomorrow at some point and try to watch it, and then I'll come back and I'll upload the review tomorrow for y'all. Even if I gotta do it while I'm at work on break, I have to do it via Spreaker, but I'll be able to get it done for y'all. Child, I forgot about the shit. I'm over here just on the computer doing my damn homework. I wasn't thinking about this shit. But welcome back to the channel, bitch. I'm Lady Nika, and with the season finale review for Queen Sugar, the ending of season 5, and bitch, they'll be back they'll be back in 2019 for yet another season. I am so glad that they coming back, and hopefully next season I'll be, in better spirits, and I can do the entire season without there being an interruption, like me missing an episode or two. But bitch, I was prepared for y'all asses tonight, okay? I was prepared. I was so busy trying to get that damn online work done. I totally forgot about Black Ink Crew. Then I come down to the YouTube street, and let me tell you how I found out that I forgot it. I came down to the YouTube streets, bitch, and I seen Ashley Miller had uploaded hers. I said, bitch, you forgot about Black Ink Crew Chicago. So for my little things that be waiting on that, girl, I'm sorry. But y'all know the shit ain't been good this season, so y'all ain't too mad at me, I'm pretty sure. But this is Queen Sugar episode 13. This is the finale. It was on for an hour and a half, and I was present and prepared to come online before I go to bed and give y'all review for this. So, Black Ink Crew Chicago should have come tomorrow. But this was something I really wanted to do tonight. So we open up with Ralph Angel, nose all flaring, going into what appears to be a jail, right? Remember, I ain't see it last week, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just catching up, trying to make sure I do my due diligence. Well, he is at a prison. He's there to talk to other prisoners about his experience of learning what he learned when he was in jail, and how he realized that being locked up just wasn't for him, and he made the decision in jail that when he's released, he ain't never gonna be in that situation again. He ain't going back to jail. He even spoke of when he got out of prison how it took him a moment to readjust to being on free land again. You know, he still felt institutionalized, if you will, and his family kept him straight. He said many of the men don't have families, so that's the reason why he's there. He explains that his dad gave him purpose, willing him that land was the best thing that his father could have ever done because it gave him purpose. He was able to feel needed, and at the end of the day, after taking on the land that was given to him, he was able to feel proud of the work he had actually put into it. He tells each man in that little room where he was talking to all of them there, that each one of them was worth something. He said that to each one of them, and he said, in each one of you I see hope, choices, and new beginnings. And he advises each of them when they are released, find some good. Find good. It's going to be easy for you to roll into this. I ain't obeying, bitch. This piece ain't obeying. But it's easy to, get hold to go back into the lifestyle that led you here. But his advice is to invest in something good, and I said that was good. That was some good advice. Later on, as they're leaving the jail facility, Mr. Jarvis is telling Ralph Angel that, that was a great speech, and he felt that each one of the men heard him, and it's possibly going to make a difference. Then he offered him a job at a halfway house right outside of Baton Rouge, but Ralph Angel explained that right now, Mr. Jarvis, I got a whole lot on my plate. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all of that you asking me to do, but I'm gonna do my best. I don't know. Mr. Jarvis get a phone call and walks off a moment to go ahead and answer the call. And when he comes back, he's telling Ralph Angel that that's the call that he been waiting on. He informs Ralph Angel that he was granted early release from parole and that in a month he's going to be free. And of course, Ralph Angel is ecstatic and he thanks Mr. Jarvis. And, he's sitting on top of the world now. He's sitting on top of the world. And that's a beautiful thing. That's what we want for Ralph Angel. We want him to be sitting on top of the damn world and not stretched out up underneath it, okay? That's what we want. Now, Micah and Nova planning this rally. He notices that none of his many Black Panther friends are there to support. And Nova remind him not all gonna be as dedicated to the cause as he is. Then he gets up to speak to try to explain to them how they was gonna work this. And that's his first time speaking in front of a crowd. Even though it's just the people that's supposedly gonna be there to support and those that's helping organize it, he is basically speaking in a very low monotone voice because he nervous. And you can see the people in the crowd, they engaged in different conversations amongst themselves, and then when they realize he's talking, they telling him to speak up. Charley has to actually take over and speak up for him, and she goes into further explaining the flyers and what they were going to do. And even though Michael was a bit discouraged because Charley was able to capture their attention in a way that he wasn't clearly, he was still, on board for what it is that he has going on, okay? Later, Nova and her good girlfriend talking about what she has written, before she sent it out to the editor. I guess before it goes to print or whatever the hell going on, child. And the friend is asking her, look here, Nova, now I told you to tell your story. But girl, you kind of teetering along the lines of really about to start some shit because, yeah, you talking about you, but you also revealing other people's stories that they may not want to be revealed. You already say ain't feeling that article you wrote about our brother. Reading this shit right here, girl, I don't know. You might not want. You might have want to walk light or rethink this situation because what you gonna do is this shit right here could be explosive, and it could spark a fire, girl. Nova saying that it's her story and she feels that it needs to be told. Now, Charley is having drinks with Romero, and he said everybody at the hospital is talking about, the rally. They really excited about it, and as many of them as possible going to attend the rally to help, to have their voices heard about this new prison that they don't want open. She explains that, this just seemed like I'm in a whole new world. I remember a time when community used to simply be a word to me. Then she went on to explain that she used to manage her ex-husband, who is a basketball player, and back in that life, all she thought about was branding, deals, and money. He tells her then about his life growing up and a particular time when he was, I think, in third grade and he had to get up and do this dance. And, when he did it, it became the laugh for all of the neighborhood students, and how he had to overcome that as well. He said he was picked on by the kids, and she wanted to see what that dance was because he was saying like he got two left feet. So he gets up, and he shows her, the little knockoff river dance is what I call it. And she found it to be hilarious. And then she gets up to do a repeat. And it's all fun. But the most important thing I got out of this is, if you notice, this is the first time this season that Charley has had a woosah moment. Now, she may not have been exhaling in the way that I want her to exhale, get some of that up off her chest. But nevertheless, she was able to exhale and enjoy her moment. And she tells him, you seem to be a good human. He said the same about her. And then we had that moment, where they stare into each other's eyes as the soft music is playing, and eventually it leads to them kissing. And I was alright with it. Shit, fuck it, Charlie. Go ahead, release as best you can. You ain't had none in a while, girl. You ain't had no love life in a minute. So, girl, go ahead on and let your next move be your best move. Go on with Romero, whatever. Now, let's go to the rally. You got a female representative speaking up there about the prison, saying that that's not what they want. No to the prison, and of course the crowd is applauding. She says that they may have lost the vote, but until that first shovel hits ground breaking the land, the fight is not over. And then she introduces Micah. Now Michael get up there and he nervous, but he explains why the prison shouldn't be built, and he got a little bit more nervous. Then but the crowd and his family is there. You seen, of course, on the stage you got Nova and his mama. Down in the audience was I think Darla was there, Ralph Angel was down there, as well as Hollywood and everybody. And they telling him, speak your piece, baby. So he decided to forego that speech that he probably had prepared before him and just simply speak to the people from the heart. He tells them about that incident with that cop he had, and how the cop, instead of just writing him a speeding ticket and letting him go on about his business, he decided that day that he was going to actually put a gun in the child's mouth and pull the trigger. Now, of course, there was no bullets, but imagine what that must have made him feel like, the fear. Okay? And he said he felt that cop felt that his dignity and his life was more important than Micah's. He also exposed the cop name, and you can see the surprise of the look of the people faces, as well as some of the cops that were there, I guess, overseeing the rally to make sure that it remained peaceful. Okay? Everybody got this stunned look on their damn face. Mike explains that prison will be filled, make no mistake about it, and it's going to be filled with people out of this community. And that they must stop it now, or it's either going to be you or your loved one that's going to be there, and they not going to be there working a minimum wage job. They going to be there incarcerated. And as we clearly see on this show, there is and it's going on in the world today, cops stopping people for no reason, won't arrest them for no reason. Police brutality at a whole is at an all-time high, and that is what they are trying to kind of take charge of, that is going on inside of St. Joe's Parish down in the South. Okay. He had the support. He said he had a support system that was there and to help him. But what about those in the community that don't have what his mom and dad had? They can't go in there and write that coin, and because of their celebrity status, he was able to get out. What about the people in the community that don't come from that, and they are unjustly treated and accused of crimes that probably they didn't commit? And when the people thought about that, they began to applaud. Charlie hugged him, proud, and the crowd went up even more, and they began to chant "No New Prison." Now, Unvine Mr. Jared is over down to the High Yellow discussing various locations, possibly for Vi's storefront pies and stuff. And he remembers Vi had just recently been down to the hospital because she was looking like she was a bit out of sorts with everything that was going on. So he want to make sure he ain't taking her too fast. This fan blowing his hair. Ugh. Anyway, he want to make sure that he ain't taking her too fast and she not having an episode right there in his face. She assures him, I'm fine. It's just, this all started kind of happening really fast. And he mentions that there is another place that may be better suited for her because some of the other places were kind of like out, And she want to know, well, where is it? And he said, well, we sitting right in it. He said Clyde is retiring, and he recently placed an ad putting this place on the market. So that makes me Unbi go down memory lane, thinking about when she first started working there at the High Yellow, and how she worked hard until she was the highest paid employee. And Mr. Jerry said, "Well, now it can all be yours if this is the location you would like to go into business with me in." Now, Charlie and Michael was watching the replay of the rally. They learned from that news report that more victims, because of Michael, have come out saying that that particular police officer had done inappropriate things with them, okay? They said that the prison is set to be built despite the community protests. That kind of disappointed him a little bit. Charlie reminded him that don't feel disappointed behind this situation, because what sometimes you gotta lose to win. It might seem like because they still gonna build this building, this prison on this land here and disrupt the community. It don't mean that it's a fail, because Michael, by your voice being heard, you opened up a conversation that otherwise may not have happened if it wasn't for you. So she tells him, "Don't you be upset. I'm proud of you." Now, Darla and Ralph ain't talking, and he thanking her for coming to the rally, and tell him, the next day they having a small get together for Mike in the rally and whatnot. And then they move into a conversation where she's telling him that she wants him to be okay. She wants them to be okay as, co-parenting and whatnots again. And he said good. She tells him Blue said Tring was a very nice lady, and that she had been telling him about different fish. Ralph Angel admits that she is nice, and she was even teaching me about, different things. But he admits that they broke up because right now he just can't focus on a relationship. His primary and only focus is his son, Blue. And Darla says she wants them both to be happy someday, respectfully, okay? Respectively. So, what I got out of that is these people still in love with each other. And I wouldn't be surprised if by some happenstance they wind up back together. Now, I don't see it for Darla. She has done a whole lot to make me feel that way about her. But it's something good in her. And I do appreciate the fact that she is staying clean. And she is trying to be more active in her son's life. I just didn't like the fact that how her mom and them was coming in there like they but their money was going to compensate for all the time that this girl done lost while she was out there drugging and thugging and whatnots with their away from her child. I didn't like the fact that they thought they could bring their dollars in and it was going to oversee everything that this borderline family done been doing with the child all this time. So, I kind of think that I wouldn't be surprised because he's still in love with this girl. And the heart wants what the heart wants, even if I don't want it for him, okay? I'll accept Darla before I accept Nova and Remy. I'll put it to you that way, okay? He said that he wants her to be okay, too. She says she's clean, and she's focused on Blue. And, his happiness, and he tells her that he's proud of her for remaining clean. And then little Blue come in there and they begin to work on this project of building this ocean. It's a little game that he got, and he want both his parents to work on it. That's the reason why I say I wouldn't be surprised in next season if we see a reuniting of Darla and Ralph Angel, because the bond is still there, and when they with their child you can see it even more so. I don't know if that's the glue that's bonding them back, keeping them to each other. I know he the glue that's keeping their family together. But I kind of think that in the next season, I wouldn't be surprised if Ralph Angel wind up being with Darla again. And again, I can accept that shit, but I can't accept seeing Nova laying up with Remy. Okay? Now, Jacob, Mama, and Charlie meet. She want to stop the prison from being built and take Sam out at the same time. Now, Mama's sister is down until Charlie asks her for the real books. See, the real book's going to tell the real story. It's going to open up an investigation. And Mama is saying, well, wait a minute now. I ain't sure about that because that could kill the company that I'm a part of and my family built from the ground up. I don't know. You're going to have to give me something for that. She asking Charlie, if I do this, first of all, I need to know that I'm going to be protected. And I'm going to need some of your shares. Charlie tell her, well, if that's the case, then what I'm going to want is I'm going to need the farmers to return or stay on the land that was theirs at a reasonable price for those who are paying you rent. And I'd like to have my meal back, too. Mama Landry say, that okay, but you're gonna have to give up a whole lot more than 1% of your shares if you want all of that. And Charlie tell her, cool. As long as I get it, I'm willing to give you a little bit more. Now, over to Charlie's house, we see Prosper packing up. He about to move on with his daughter, end up in Chicago, right? Charlie telling him that she gonna miss him, and he thanks her for taking care of him. Then Michael comes in because he was out putting some of Prosper's stuff in the car. He tell him, I'm gonna give you this. I don't know what it was he gave him, but apparently it's something that's going to strengthen him because he ended up telling the boy that he was a born leader. They give each other a hug and they leave. Now Charlie stops off at Prosper's old place and he's like, well, what we stopping here for? Cause it seemed, did you forget something? And that's when she presented him with the deed to the land and the house. She gave him back his place to stay and tell him that it's signed, sealed. It's already, it ain't nothing you can do about it. Can't nobody come take nothing from you. You belong here in St. Joe with us, and I got your land back. Man, when I tell you to see a win finally for the good team, for us, I felt so good, and I almost started crying right along with Prosper. He was, he a old school, and he a man, and they really don't like to show their emotions, but you could see the appreciation that man felt knowing that all my hard work wasn't in vain. I ain't losing my place. It restored some of his manhood. It made him feel good again. And all he could do was just hug her and thank her. And she about to break down. But Charlie, she a strong bitch. She a tough hoe too. So she ain't trying to do it. But she does look up at the sky. And she's smiling because remember she told her father, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to take care of these people. Namely him. And she's managed to do so because Prosper ain't got to move to Chicago now. He was so happy, y'all. All he wanted to do was just walk around his land and just be grateful that he ain't lost it all. Because last week, I think a week before, whatever it was, when they lost that final vote with the that parish commission, he really felt like all was lost. That's why he made the phone call or whatnot. I caught up on some of it tonight, but I ain't seen everything, but I know that. And I was really happy. I said finally. Because, I had started to feel like we ain't never gonna win. Every episode ended with a loss for the good side. And a win for them dirty ass Landers and Boudreaux. I wasn't feeling it, girl. I wasn't feeling it. But Prosper got his place back. Now Nova at home, in front of her computer, about to get ready to send her book on over to the editors. From the editors, I guess it goes on to the publishing house and whatnot. She changed the name to Blessings and Blood, and she calls the editor and says complete. Now I'm like, oh Lord, next this is going to be a whole bunch of drama. But she edited that book, and I can tell you why I believe she did. Remember that board that she put up where she would have each one of her topics that she wanted to discuss in the book? She went back to that board and she removed she removed Too Sweet name and that information about Calvin. She left Daddy Board alone up there, but I think she revised some of what she was telling about him. I think that conversation with her good girlfriend resonated with her, and she realized that in telling her story, she don't have to expose other people's tragedies and triumphs in it. Talk about your damn self, not all these other people. You know what I'm saying? So I think she revised it, and she seemed to be pleased with it, and I was pleased with it for damn sure. Then we see Ralph Angel and Blue in the car on their way, I guess going to the house. They was home. The cops come pulling up and want to take Ralph Angel down to the station to have a conversation about something. He asks them, do they have a warrant? The cop says to him, Ralph Angel borderline, I know you. And you still on parole. I can make things real difficult for you. So it might be best you ride with us. Ralph Angel says cameras all around this place. And it captured you coming here and this interaction right now. So is this really what you want? And just like any other coward, they took their tail between their legs and got back in their police car and carried their ass on, because they weren't doing nothing but trying to instill fear in him, because one of their own has been outed by a member of his family. And why not pick on the weakest link, the one that would probably, kind of get the family to lay off of us, and not be starting these community protests about this jail, because that ain't what we want. But when he let them know that you are being you on candy camera, they got in their shit and they left that man alone. I said, and they do that today, y'all. They do that shit today. Don't be deceived. That shit happens in everyday life. Situations just like that, especially down in some of these little hick ass towns down here in Louisiana. Okay. Now, Sam and Charlie having a meeting. He upset because, see, he got over this board now, child. Some information done been leaked that's going to possibly cause him some problems. It might be a delay in everything. And Charlie telling him that his time at the company is up. He's an evil person, and the people see him for who he is now. He tell her, girl, go ahead on and enjoy your moment of triumph right now. But I need to leave you with this right here. If she turned on me, her brother, and stabbed me in my bed, what makes you think that she won't eventually do the same to you? Charlie said, let me tell you something. I've been a black woman all my life. And I ain't worried about sister or you. Because, see, I take care of devils, the one I see and the ones I don't see. And she leaving with a warning, be careful. I'm for real, be careful. And she walks out. I said, yes. Hollywood takes Vi to a surprise location. He got a surprise for her. And when she opened her eyes, she is at the High Yellow and wondered, why are we here? He said, this your surprise. And she realizes Hollywood has bought the High Yellow for her. He said that he deserved to give her whatever it is that he wants. And now, this is what she wants. She ain't got to share it with nobody. The deed is in her name. She ain't got to partner with no Jared or nobody else. This is all yours. And I said, oh, look at our man, Vi. Look at our man, girl. He done got us a new place, bitch. Between your pies and my motherfucking entrees, bitch, we finna go big time, bitch. They might give us our own reserve show down to the CNN like they did Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace, bitch. Me and Miss Vi finna do the damn thing. Vi is gonna be on pastries and I'm gonna be on entrees. We gonna hook this shit up, bitch. We finna take this shit worldwide, all because our man got us a motherfucking restaurant. Come through Hollywood. Now the family all is coming over to Vi and Hollywood, because it's supposed to be an after rally party featuring Michael for how well he was able to organize and speak. But when they get there, the yard is beautifully decorated and everybody like, what's going on? Next thing we know, the preacher come out and tell everybody to have a seat. And after everybody sit down, wondering what the hell is going on, out comes Vi and Hollywood in their wedding gear. I said, child, come on. Hollywood told them that he couldn't wait any longer. So the preacher begins the ceremony, bitch, marrying me, Hollywood, and Vi together. Y'all ain't see me. I was on the side. They didn't put the camera over on me, but I had my dress on too, bitch. I was there because we got married. Vi tells Hollywood what he means to her and how much she loves him. And she say that he good, he kind, he safe, and he perfectly flawed to her liking. And with that, she commits to him and to them, to us, for life. She chose freedom, love, and me and Hollywood. Hollywood was so overtaken by her words, me too, because I had wrote them for her. Girl, he was so overtaken, it took him a minute, but he gathered himself and he told us, I went fishing one day, I was feeling down, I was feeling mighty low. And on my way back from fishing, I stumbled upon a rock and landed in a bed of beautiful purple African violets. The next day, I walked into the High Yellow, and the beautiful woman turned turned around and said, "Hi, my name is Violet. How can I help you today?" And I knew that day, from that day on, that that was my African Violet. I found what I was looking for. I felt whole and complete. All of the void that was left in my heart from my past relationships and just being lonely in this world no longer existed, because with that one introduction, I saw my future, and it was you. He said he want to be our soft place in a hard world. He wants to cheer us up and make us feel beautiful every night. He said he loved us. And baby, then we exchanged rings. All three of us had a ring. Yes, we had one. I ain't got mine on. They told me they had to send mine back to get, size, because my fingers had decreased in size. So, yeah. And then we pronounced husband and wife, to which the family is applauding. And child, then we got all the people that was gonna come to the party is at the reception, baby. We see everybody. We see Michael is with Kiki. We see Mr. Prosper there. He happy dancing. Hollywood is dancing. Child, they seem, you have to look real hard. You'll see me in there. I was down there dancing and having a good time. And finally, in the finale episode, it's finally a win for the farmers of St. Joe, as well as the Borderline family. And that is where we end. This show has been renewed for a season, another season. I think it's season, what this is. This season 5 coming back for season 6. And next week starts season 3, I think, of Greenleaf. Child, I've been rushing it. I had my dates mixed up. It's next week. But, girl, I didn't watch that All Access a couple of times that they did of Greenleaf. It looked like this season is really going to be good. Thank you, love things, each and every one of y'all, for rocking with me through season 5 of Queen Sugar. I thank you all for being understanding and patient when I couldn't be on this camera, being all that I can be, and for the times that I missed episodes because I was not well. But we're going to try to do better as we move on into Greenleaf starting next week. I will be back here if the Lord say the same, and YouTube ain't playing no games for season 6 of Queen Sugar. If that is why you watch my channel, is because of the reviews for Queen Sugar. I thank you all for coming through for this season, these 13 weeks. If you liked what you got from me in Queen Sugar, and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, feel free at this time to become an honorary love thanks for the free 99. Now what I need you to do is, when you hit that subscribe button, a bell will appear. I need you to hit that bell so that each and every time I come down to the YouTube streets and start talking shit and swallowing spit, you will get an alert to your device letting you know she down there. And by some happen chance, every now and again, I do go live from this channel and interact with y'all in real time. You'll also be notified of that. But thank y'all for coming through. That was it. That was all, bitch. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, rate the video, comment down in the panty section below, subscribe to the channel, honey, if you haven't already, and hit your notification bell button, honey, so you'll know that I'm down here. And if you share videos, feel free to share this video as with any of my other videos, child. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for Black Ink Crew Chicago. I forgot this shit. I really don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it because I promised and I started it, and I don't like to start shit and just drop it. But girl, I'm so over it, and that's a damn shame. Ooh. Y'all got me gonna have to go watch this shit on the own app tomorrow at work and try to get y'all a review up. But I'm gonna go on and do it because I love y'all like that, because y'all loved on me. I'm out. Have a good night. Oh, one more thing before I go. We will be having a shit talking Saturday. That won't be a fuck shit Friday because I got shit to do Friday. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a shit talking Saturday on Saturday morning. And then I'll be present Saturday night for after Iana goes off. So we can talk about that shit too, because I am reviewing that. Now, if you have anything you want me to talk about personally, put it down in the panty section of this video. I'm not certain. I'm going to put the post up on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you happen to see it, this video, and you got something you want me to talk about, put it down there. Otherwise, I'm just going to hit the blogs and pick from that and come in and give my opinions on what's been going on in the world of definitely politics this week. Oh, we got some shit to talk about. And whatever these other entertainers doing, child. I don't do sports too often, and so I ain't going to start it now. But that's it. Good night, y'all. Peace.